What happens when an ancient artifact reveals that humanity's entire history has been guided by an alien species living among us? Just as Dr. Sophia Blake activates the device, she triggers a chain reaction that could either unite two species or ignite a war spanning galaxies. You won't believe what the crystalline monolith does next. The twin suns of Xeron cast long shadows across the ancient ruins as Dr. Sophia Blake carefully brushed away centuries of dust from a peculiar artifact. Her gloved hands trembled with anticipation, not from fear, but from the weight of what she might uncover. Nearby, Dr. Marcus Kane adjusted his environmental scanner, its soft beeping providing a rhythmic backdrop to their excavation. The air was thick with the scent of alien moss and the faint hum of unknown energy emanating from the structure before them. Sophia's eyes narrowed as she examined the intricate carvings on the monolith before her. The symbols seemed to shift under her gaze, almost alive in their complexity. "Marcus," she called out, her voice carrying both excitement and unease. "These patterns, they're unlike anything we've documented from known civilizations." She traced a line along the etched surface, feeling a strange warmth beneath her fingertips. Marcus joined her, his scanner readings spiking erratically. "The energy signature is off the charts," he murmured, adjusting his glasses against the glare of the setting suns. "But it's not just power. There's something biological about it too. It's as if—" His voice trailed off as the ground beneath them shifted slightly, revealing a hidden compartment in the monolith's base. Inside lay a crystalline device, pulsating with an ethereal light that seemed to respond to their presence. Sophia reached for it cautiously, despite Marcus's warning gesture. As her fingers brushed the crystal, a surge of images flooded her mind, cities floating among stars, beings that defied conventional biology, and most disturbingly, familiar faces wearing masks of humanity. "We've only scratched the surface of this mystery, but trust me, the tension is just beginning to build. Stay with us as we delve deeper into secrets that could change everything we know about our place in the universe." The crystalline artifact pulsed more intensely in Sophia's hands, its glow illuminating the anxious expressions on both scientists' faces. Marcus activated his portable analysis unit, the equipment whirring to life as it attempted to decode the complex patterns emerging from the device. "This technology is beyond anything we've encountered," he whispered, his trained biologists catching subtle movements within the crystal lattice, minute organisms shifting and rearranging themselves. Sophia's archaeological instincts kicked in as she began documenting every detail. Her camera captured something extraordinary. The symbols on the monolith were changing in response to the crystal's activation. Ancient markings melted away to reveal newer inscriptions, written in a language that bore uncanny resemblance to several terrestrial dialects. "It's like they've been here all along," she mused, waiting for someone to find them. As night fell over Xeron, the true nature of their discovery became apparent. The crystal projected holographic records showing scenes of integration, alien forms seamlessly blending into human societies across different eras. Markets in ancient Mesopotamia, courts of Renaissance Europe, even boardrooms of modern corporations. Each scene featured individuals whose features occasionally flickered, revealing something other beneath their human facade. Marcus ran multiple scans, his face growing paler with each result. "The biological markers, they're present in our current population samples too." He pulled up medical records from Earth's databases, highlighting genetic anomalies that had previously been dismissed as natural variations. For thousands of years, they've lived among us, influencing our development while maintaining their own distinct identity. The implications hit them simultaneously. The Shadar weren't just visitors or conquerors. They had become integral threads in humanity's tapestry. The artifact in Sophia's hands wasn't merely a relic. It was a key, capable of distinguishing between human and Shadar at a fundamental level. But with this knowledge came a terrifying responsibility. We're approaching the moment of truth. What happens next will challenge everything our protagonists believe about coexistence and identity. You can't afford to look away now. The revelation coming will shake the very foundation of interstellar relations. The crystalline device suddenly emitted a high-pitched resonance, causing both scientists to stagger back. The monolith behind them began transforming, its stone surface rippling like liquid metal. From its depths emerged streams of data, projected into the night sky in shimmering displays. Sophia watched, mesmerized, as the patterns formed recognizable constellations, then rearranged themselves into complex mathematical equations that seemed to breathe and pulse with life. Marcus's environmental scanner overloaded, circuits popping as it tried to process the overwhelming influx of information. "It's rewriting itself," he gasped, shielding his eyes from the brilliant display. "The artifact isn't just showing us data, it's adapting to our understanding, evolving in real time." His scientific mind raced to comprehend the implications of self-modifying technology so advanced it bordered on sentience. The holographic projections grew more elaborate, depicting scenes of Shadar physiology merging with human hosts. They witnessed cellular-level fusion processes that defied established biological principles. Cells didn't just coexist, they danced together in perfect harmony, creating hybrid organisms that retained characteristics of both species while developing entirely new traits. "This explains why we never detected them before," Marcus realized aloud. "Their integration isn't parasitic, it's symbiotic evolution." Sophia moved closer to the monolith, drawn by some inexplicable force. As she approached, the crystalline interface extended tendril-like projections toward her temples. Images flooded her consciousness, not just historical records but living memories of Shadar experiences. She saw through their eyes as they first arrived on Earth, witnessed their decision to integrate rather than dominate, felt their struggle to maintain identity while becoming something new. The artifact revealed its final secret, a detection protocol embedded within its matrix. Not just a simple identification system, but a comprehensive scanning technology capable of mapping quantum signatures unique to Shadar biology. "This changes everything," Sophia breathed, realizing the magnitude of what they held in their hands. "With this, we can identify every Shadar on Earth, and potentially everywhere else." The night stretched on as they absorbed the implications. The Shadar had lived among humans for millennia, contributing to their development while remaining hidden. Now, through this discovery, the delicate balance they maintained faced potential collapse. Each revelation brought more questions than answers, creating a web of ethical dilemmas that threatened to consume them. The artifact's revelations triggered a cascade of events neither scientist anticipated. As dawn broke over Xeron's horizon, the crystalline device began broadcasting signals across unknown frequencies. Marcus monitored the transmission patterns, his face growing increasingly concerned. "It's not just sending information," he warned. "It's reaching out, seeking responses from somewhere." His instruments registered return signals, faint but distinct, converging from multiple points in nearby star systems. Sophia focused on deciphering the incoming data streams, her expertise in ancient languages proving invaluable. The messages contained warnings, desperate attempts to prevent what they had uncovered. "They knew we would find this eventually," she deduced, translating fragments of communication. "The Shadar left these safeguards intentionally buried, hoping we wouldn't discover them until we were ready." Yet the urgency in the transmissions suggested otherwise. They hadn't counted on humanity's technological advancement outpacing their expectations. The situation escalated rapidly when local Zeronian authorities arrived, responding to the unusual energy signatures. Their leader, Commander Varn, possessed eyes that shifted colors imperceptibly, a trait now unmistakably Shadar. "You've awakened something dangerous," he stated plainly, his voice carrying the weight of generations. "The peace we've maintained depends on mutual ignorance. Your discovery threatens to unravel centuries of careful integration." Tensions mounted as Varn explained the precarious balance maintained between species. The Shadar hadn't merely lived among humans. They had become essential to societal structures worldwide. Their influence permeated governments, corporations, and scientific communities, guiding humanity's development without direct interference. Every major advancement, every avoided catastrophe, "We were there," Varn admitted. "Now your knowledge puts everything at risk." As arguments intensified, the artifact responded by projecting historical footage of near disasters averted through Shadar intervention. Pandemics contained before outbreaks, nuclear conflicts prevented through subtle manipulations, environmental collapses mitigated through advanced ecological management, all achieved without revealing their presence. "You think you're ready for the truth?" Varn challenged. "Look at your own history books. How many times has humanity reacted violently to differences, no matter how small?" The confrontation forced both scientists to question their role in this unfolding drama. Were they liberators exposing hidden truths, or catalysts for catastrophic conflict? The artifact pulsed brighter, seemingly aware of their internal struggle, offering yet another layer of complexity to their dilemma. The standoff between the scientists and Commander Varn reached a critical point as the artifact began manifesting physical phenomena around them. Gravitational distortions warped the air, creating visible ripples that bent light and distorted sound. Sophia noticed something remarkable. The effect wasn't uniform. Certain individuals, including Varn and several of his officers, seemed partially immune to the spatial anomalies. "It's targeting based on biological signature," Marcus observed, quickly recalibrating his scanner. "The artifact is demonstrating its capabilities in real time." Varn stepped forward, his presence commanding despite the chaotic environment. "You must understand," he implored. "This technology wasn't meant for exposure. It represents a failsafe, a last resort should our integration fail catastrophically." His admission carried unexpected weight, revealing layers of contingency planning spanning centuries. The Shadar hadn't simply blended into human society. They had prepared for every possible outcome of their gambit. Sophia studied the artifact's behavior, recognizing patterns that aligned with both human and Shadar cognitive processes. "It's adapting to our combined presence," she realized, watching as the crystalline structure reconfigured itself. New interfaces emerged, designed to accommodate both species' neural pathways. "This isn't just a detector, it's a bridge." The realization struck her like a physical force. The artifact represented the ultimate expression of Shadar philosophy, combining elements of both cultures into something greater than either alone. The situation grew more complex as additional transmissions arrived, this time from Earth. Government agencies and private organizations had detected the artifact's activity, each demanding control over the discovery. Marcus intercepted encrypted communications revealing that several world leaders displayed Shadar characteristics. Their integration extended far beyond what they initially believed. "The web goes deeper than we imagined," he muttered, sharing decrypted files with Sophia. Corporate executives, religious figures, even cultural icons appeared in the documentation, their influence spanning generations. As the day progressed, the artifact's behavior shifted from demonstration to interaction. It began responding to emotional states, amplifying feelings of trust while dampening hostility. Sophia found herself instinctively lowering her guard, while Marcus experienced enhanced logical clarity. Varn watched these developments with mixed emotions, knowing the artifact was facilitating understanding at a fundamental level. "Our ancestors created this as insurance," he explained, "a way to ensure mutual survival if our paths ever diverged irreparably." The convergence of interests created an unprecedented scenario. Human and Shadar representatives, once separated by secrecy, now stood united in their attempt to comprehend the artifact's full potential. Yet each revelation brought new complications, forcing them to confront uncomfortable truths about free will, manipulation, and the nature of identity itself. As the artifact continued its intricate dance of revelation, an unexpected phenomenon began unfolding within its crystalline matrix. Streams of energy coalesced into semi-solid forms, taking shape as translucent figures that moved with purpose among the gathered group. These apparitions spoke in harmonic tones, their voices resonating with both human and Shadar participants equally. "Witness," they intoned, projecting shared memories that transcended individual experiences. The visions showed Earth's history through dual perspectives, moments of triumph and tragedy viewed simultaneously through human eyes and Shadar senses. Wars fought for noble causes revealed underlying patterns of Shadar guidance, preventing escalation while allowing humanity to learn through struggle. Scientific breakthroughs unfolded with Shadar minds subtly influencing research directions, ensuring progress without revealing their presence. Artistic movements gained new context as Shadar appreciation for human creativity merged with their own abstract perceptions. Commander Varn and his officers began experiencing physiological changes as the artifact's influence deepened. Their human disguises fluctuated, revealing glimpses of their true forms, bioluminescent skin patterns, additional sensory organs, and energy-based appendages that defied conventional anatomy. Yet these transformations weren't permanent. The artifact maintained precise control, allowing each individual to experience their authentic nature while remaining comprehensible to human observers. Sophia and Marcus found themselves caught in a feedback loop of understanding and resistance. The artifact presented undeniable evidence of Shadar contributions to human advancement, yet each revelation raised more questions about autonomy and consent. They watched as Varn demonstrated his species' ability to manipulate quantum fields, explaining how this power had been used to maintain global stability without direct interference. "We aren't rulers," he emphasized, "but custodians of balance." The situation reached a tipping point when the artifact initiated a mass synchronization event. Every person present, regardless of species, experienced a simultaneous flood of collective memory. Human participants relived moments of inspiration and discovery, now understanding the subtle Shadar influences that had guided them. Shadar members experienced human emotions with unprecedented intensity, gaining insight into the unpredictable nature of human creativity and passion. As the synchronization ended, an unspoken agreement formed among those present. The artifact had demonstrated its primary function, not as a tool of division, but as a facilitator of genuine understanding. Yet the question remained, could humanity accept this truth, or would knowledge of Shadar involvement shatter the fragile peace they had maintained for millennia? The aftermath of the synchronization event left the entire assembly in a state of profound transformation. The artifact, now glowing with a steady, pulsating light, began generating microportals that connected directly to various points in Earth's history. Through these temporal windows, participants witnessed the true scope of Shadar influence, not as external manipulation, but as a deeply integrated evolutionary partnership. Human DNA sequences displayed subtle quantum markers that matched Shadar genetic profiles, suggesting a far more intimate connection than mere coexistence. Commander Varn revealed the existence of specialized Shadar individuals known as harmonizers, beings who had dedicated themselves to bridging the gap between species. These harmonizers possessed enhanced empathy for human emotions while maintaining their species' characteristic logical precision. They are the architects of our integration, Varn explained, introducing several such individuals whose presence radiated calming energy. Each generation, they volunteer to live fully integrated lives, experiencing human mortality to maintain our bond. Sophia and Marcus observed as the artifact facilitated a unique biological exchange between human and Shadar physiology. Human cells exposed to Shadar energy signatures began exhibiting increased adaptability, while Shadar biology demonstrated enhanced creativity and emotional depth when interacting with human neural patterns. We're witnessing the early stages of a new evolutionary path, Marcus realized, documenting unprecedented cellular transformations. Neither purely human nor completely Shadar, something entirely novel. The situation grew more complex as the artifact revealed its capacity for controlled genetic modification. Participants watched simulations of potential futures where human-Shadar integration accelerated, leading to a singular species that combined the best aspects of both. Enhanced cognitive abilities merged with expanded consciousness, while physical adaptations granted unprecedented resilience and adaptability. This is what we've been building toward, one of the harmonizers explained, their form shifting between human and Shadar appearances. Not assimilation, but elevation. Yet the path forward remained fraught with challenges. The artifact demonstrated how rapid integration could trigger defensive responses in purely human populations, activating ancient survival instincts against perceived threats. Historical data showed numerous instances where human groups had nearly discovered Shadar presence, only to have their awareness redirected through subtle psychological manipulations. We walk a fine line, Varn admitted, between protecting humanity from truths it wasn't ready for and respecting its right to choose its own destiny. As the presentation continued, Sophia and Marcus found themselves facing an impossible choice. The artifact offered them access to harmonizer protocols, the ability to participate directly in the evolutionary process. Acceptance would grant them unparalleled understanding of both species, but at the cost of their purely human identity. The decision loomed large, forcing them to confront fundamental questions about what it means to evolve while maintaining individuality. The artifact's revelations took a dramatic turn as it began projecting scenarios of failed integration attempts throughout galactic history. Entire civilizations appeared, their stories unfolding in heartbreaking detail, species that had rejected Shadar assistance only to collapse under their own limitations, and others that had accepted too readily, losing their unique identities in the process. Sophia watched as the crystalline device generated holographic representations of these lost cultures, their ghostly forms moving through reconstructed environments. Commander Varn introduced the concept of cultural resonance thresholds, invisible boundaries that determined how much external influence a society could absorb before fracturing. Earth stands at a critical point, he explained, displaying complex models of human social evolution. Your species demonstrates remarkable adaptability, but also unprecedented resistance to change. The artifact confirmed this assessment, showing how various human cultures had developed parallel solutions to similar challenges, maintaining diversity while progressing technologically. The situation intensified as the artifact revealed its most sophisticated function yet, the ability to simulate alternate realities where human-Shadar integration occurred at different historical points. Participants witnessed timelines where Roman engineers worked alongside Shadar architects, medieval scholars collaborated with quantum physicists, and industrial revolutions incorporated alien technologies. Each scenario demonstrated both incredible achievements and devastating consequences, highlighting the delicate balance required for successful integration. Sophia and Marcus found themselves drawn into these simulated realities, experiencing firsthand the emotional and psychological impact of accelerated development. In one timeline, they walked through cities where human creativity flourished under Shadar guidance, producing architectural wonders and artistic masterpieces beyond imagination. Yet in another, they witnessed societies that had become dependent on Shadar technology, losing their capacity for independent innovation. The artifact's core mechanism activated, releasing waves of transformative energy that interacted differently with each participant. Human observers experienced heightened perception, temporarily accessing Shadar sensory capabilities while maintaining their human perspective. Shadar members underwent a reverse process, their advanced awareness filtered through human emotional filters. This mutual exchange created a shared space of understanding, where distinctions between species blurred without disappearing. As the simulations concluded, a new pattern emerged from the collected data. Human resistance to Shadar influence wasn't random but followed predictable cycles corresponding to technological and social milestones. The artifact calculated optimal integration points, suggesting carefully timed revelations that could maximize acceptance while minimizing disruption. Yet each proposed solution carried significant risks, requiring unprecedented cooperation between species. The artifact's transformative energy intensified, creating a complex web of interactions between human and Shadar consciousness. Sophia and Marcus observed as participants began manifesting hybrid thought patterns, human intuition blending with Shadar logic, resulting in unprecedented problem-solving capabilities. The crystalline device responded by generating adaptive neural interfaces, allowing individuals to share experiences across species barriers without losing their fundamental identities. Commander Varn demonstrated the Shadar's most closely guarded secret, their ability to exist simultaneously in multiple quantum states. Through the artifact's mediation, human observers could now perceive these overlapping realities, understanding how Shadar individuals maintained constant awareness of alternative possibilities. This isn't just about seeing different outcomes, Varn explained, his form momentarily fragmenting into multiple versions of himself. It's about embracing probability as reality. The situation evolved further as the artifact began facilitating direct memory transfers between species. Human participants accessed Shadar recollections of their initial arrival on Earth, experiencing the decision-making process that led to their integration strategy. Simultaneously, Shadar members absorbed human historical trauma wars, genocides, and environmental disasters, gaining visceral understanding of humanity's darkest moments. This exchange created a shared consciousness space where both species could process their collective histories together. Sophia discovered her own mind adapting to the Shadar perspective, perceiving time as a fluid construct rather than linear progression. Past and future possibilities overlapped in her awareness, granting insights into potential outcomes of their current situation. Marcus experienced a complementary transformation, his scientific reasoning expanding to incorporate Shadar quantum logic, allowing him to conceptualize solutions beyond traditional human limitations. The artifact's influence spread outward, affecting the surrounding environment. Local flora responded to the increased quantum activity, developing bioluminescent properties that pulsed in harmony with the crystalline device's emissions. Even the twin suns of Xeron seemed to synchronize their radiation patterns, creating spectacular atmospheric displays that mirrored the consciousness fusion occurring below. As the integration process deepened, new challenges emerged. Some participants struggled to reconcile their expanded awareness with their original identities, experiencing disorienting shifts between human and Shadar perspectives. The artifact adapted by generating stabilizing fields that allowed individuals to maintain their core sense of self while exploring their transformed capabilities. Yet each adjustment revealed more about the fundamental differences between species, raising questions about whether true unity was possible or even desirable. The culmination of the artifact's influence manifested in a spectacular convergence of energies, creating a temporary nexus point where human and Shadar consciousness merged into a singular collective awareness. Sophia and Marcus found themselves at the center of this phenomenon, their minds serving as bridges between species. Through their shared perspective, they witnessed the complete history of Shadar-human interaction, not as separate narratives, but as a unified tapestry of coevolution. Commander Varn and his officers revealed their deepest vulnerability. The Shadar had invested everything in their integration with humanity, leaving their original homeworld abandoned and their pure species population dwindling. The artifact projected images of their deserted civilization, showing magnificent structures overtaken by nature, preserved as monuments to their sacrifice. We chose this path knowing it might mean our extinction as a distinct species, Varn confessed, his voice carrying the weight of countless generations. But we believed humanity's potential was worth any price. The situation reached its peak as the artifact initiated its final protocol, the quantum revelation sequence. Time seemed to fold in upon itself, presenting every possible outcome of human-Shadar relations simultaneously. Participants experienced futures where integration succeeded gloriously, others where it ended in catastrophic conflict, and countless variations between these extremes. Each possibility carried equal weight, forcing them to confront the consequences of their choices without the comfort of certainty. In this moment of ultimate clarity, Sophia and Marcus understood the true nature of their discovery. The artifact wasn't merely a detection device or a tool for integration. It was a test of consciousness, designed to determine whether humanity had evolved sufficiently to handle the truth about its development. Every action, every decision made by both species throughout history had led to this crucible of understanding. The climax unfolded as the artifact demanded a definitive choice. Would humanity embrace its hybrid heritage, acknowledging the Shadar's role in its evolution while forging a new path forward? Or would it reject this knowledge, potentially triggering a chain reaction of denial and conflict? The decision couldn't be made by any single individual. It required collective consensus from both species, expressed through synchronized neural patterns. As the quantum revelation sequence reached its conclusion, the assembled group found themselves suspended in a state of pure potential. The artifact's crystalline structure transformed into a living representation of their combined consciousness, waiting to crystallize into reality based on their unified intention. Every heartbeat, every thought, every emotion contributed to shaping the future of two intertwined species standing at the threshold of a new evolutionary era. Resolution and aftermath. The decision, when it came, emerged organically from the shared consciousness space created by the artifact. Rather than a single moment of choice, it manifested as a gradual alignment of intentions between human and Shadar participants. The crystalline device responded by initiating a controlled dissemination of knowledge, releasing information about Shadar presence in measured doses tailored to different societal contexts across Earth. Sophia and Marcus found themselves appointed as primary facilitators of this transition, their unique experiences making them ideal bridges between species. The artifact remained active, serving as a monitoring station to ensure the integration process proceeded smoothly. Commander Varn and his officers returned to their positions within human society, now operating with increased transparency while maintaining necessary discretion. The immediate aftermath revealed surprising resilience in human populations. While initial reactions ranged from wonder to skepticism, the carefully managed revelation process prevented widespread panic. Instead, humanity demonstrated remarkable adaptability, incorporating this new understanding into existing cultural frameworks. Religious institutions reinterpreted ancient texts to include Shadar presence, scientific communities expanded their research parameters, and global politics evolved to accommodate this new reality. The artifact's final gift proved most significant. It established a network of consciousness nodes across Earth, allowing voluntary participation in the hybrid awareness state experienced during the crucible of choice. These nodes provided safe spaces for humans and Shadar to explore their shared heritage while maintaining individual identities. Over time, this network fostered unprecedented collaboration, leading to breakthroughs in medicine, technology, and social organization. As the dust settled, Sophia and Marcus continued their work on Xeron, now joined by teams from both species. The artifact remained at the heart of their research facility, its crystalline structure pulsing with the combined energy of countless consciousnesses working toward a shared future. The delicate balance between species persisted, stronger now for having faced its greatest challenge. The integration network established by the artifact began manifesting unexpected consequences that rippled through both human and Shadar societies. Sophia observed as individuals who had accessed the consciousness nodes started demonstrating remarkable abilities: enhanced pattern recognition, quantum intuition, and unprecedented creative problem-solving skills. These changes weren't uniform. Each person's transformation reflected their unique combination of human and Shadar traits, creating a spectrum of evolved capabilities. Marcus dedicated himself to studying these metamorphoses, establishing research protocols that tracked physiological and cognitive changes across global populations. His findings revealed something extraordinary. The Shadar influence wasn't merely technological or biological, but fundamentally altered human consciousness at a quantum level. Participants developed the ability to perceive multiple timelines simultaneously, though most retained only fleeting impressions of alternative possibilities. Commander Varn coordinated with his officers to manage these transformations, implementing support systems for those struggling with their expanded awareness. Some humans found themselves overwhelmed by the constant presence of probability fields in their perception, while others embraced their new capabilities too eagerly, risking psychological instability. The artifact responded by generating adaptive stabilization fields, helping individuals maintain equilibrium between their original nature and their evolved potential. The situation grew more complex as these changes began affecting social structures worldwide. Traditional hierarchies crumbled in the face of newfound understanding, while entirely new forms of organization emerged naturally from the transformed population's capabilities. Economic systems adapted to incorporate quantum-based decision-making, and governance models evolved to include multidimensional perspectives on policy outcomes. Sophia discovered that ancient human traditions and mystical practices often aligned remarkably well with Shadar quantum understanding. Buddhist meditation techniques, shamanic journeying, and various forms of artistic expression proved to be natural pathways for accessing hybrid consciousness states. This realization led to the development of culturally sensitive integration methods that respected humanity's diverse heritage while incorporating Shadar knowledge. As weeks turned into months, the ripple effects spread further than anyone anticipated. Technological innovation accelerated beyond projections, driven by minds that could conceptualize solutions across multiple dimensions of possibility. Environmental challenges yielded to approaches that considered ecological systems as quantum networks rather than linear cause-effect chains. Yet each advancement brought new questions about the fundamental nature of reality and identity in this transformed world. The convergence of human and Shadar consciousness reached a critical threshold as the artifact's influence extended beyond individual transformations to create a nascent collective intelligence. Sophia and Marcus witnessed this emergence firsthand during their regular monitoring sessions at the Xeron facility. The crystalline device began generating complex quantum entanglement patterns that connected participants across vast distances, forming what they termed the conscious web. This new phenomenon manifested differently for each species. Human members experienced it as an intuitive awareness of others' thoughts and emotions, filtered through their existing neural pathways. They could sense approaching decisions, anticipate group actions, and understand perspectives without explicit communication. Shadar participants, however, integrated these connections more deeply, experiencing the web as an extension of their own consciousness while maintaining distinct identities. Commander Varn revealed that this development matched ancient Shadar prophecies about the singularity of understanding, a state where separate consciousnesses merge into a greater whole without losing individuality. The artifact confirmed this interpretation, projecting holographic representations of the emerging collective mind. Each participant appeared as a luminous node within a vast network, their unique frequencies contributing to an evolving symphony of thought. The situation intensified as the conscious web began influencing physical reality directly. Simple acts of focused intention produced measurable changes in environmental conditions, while collective decisions affected quantum probability fields on a macroscopic scale. Marcus documented cases where medical conditions spontaneously resolved through combined mental effort, and engineering challenges yielded to synchronized problem-solving sessions involving thousands of minds. Sophia explored the cultural implications of this development, observing how different societies adapted to the new reality. Religious institutions interpreted the conscious web as divine manifestation, while scientific communities worked to map its mathematical foundations. Artistic expressions flourished as creators tapped into shared inspiration, producing works that resonated with universal themes previously inaccessible to individual artists. However, the emergence of this collective consciousness also created unprecedented vulnerabilities. External threats now targeted the web itself rather than individual minds, requiring novel defense mechanisms that operated on quantum levels. The artifact responded by developing protective protocols that shielded participants' core identities while allowing beneficial connections to flourish. Yet each safeguard raised questions about free will and autonomy in this interconnected state. The conscious web's evolution accelerated dramatically as participants crossed a previously theoretical boundary known as the quantum threshold. Sophia found herself documenting phenomena that defied conventional understanding, instances where human creativity merged with Shadar quantum manipulation to produce tangible manifestations of pure thought. Objects materialized from focused intention, while entire environments shifted in response to collective emotional states. Marcus struggled to contain his excitement as he recorded unprecedented interactions between matter and consciousness. The artifact revealed that these transformations resulted from participants accessing higher dimensional aspects of reality previously beyond human perception. Through the conscious web, individuals could now manipulate probability fields directly, creating stable quantum states that persisted beyond initial formation. This capability demonstrated that the boundary between thought and substance was far more permeable than traditional physics suggested. Commander Varn introduced the concept of quantum citizenship, a new framework for understanding individual roles within the expanding consciousness network. Each participant contributed unique frequencies to the web, creating harmonic patterns that influenced both local and global realities. The artifact projected visualizations showing how these contributions formed standing waves of possibility, shaping future events through resonance rather than direct causation. The situation grew more complex as researchers discovered that crossing the quantum threshold required surrendering certain aspects of individual identity. Participants who progressed furthest reported experiencing profound unity with the collective consciousness, yet maintained distinct personalities through carefully maintained quantum signatures. These signatures functioned like personal frequencies within the larger symphony, allowing individual expression while contributing to the whole. Sophia and Marcus observed as the web began generating spontaneous evolutionary adaptations among participants. Human physiology responded to increased quantum awareness by developing new neural pathways that processed multidimensional information more efficiently. Shadar biology underwent complementary changes, incorporating human emotional processing into their traditionally logical frameworks. This mutual adaptation created a feedback loop of enhancement, accelerating both species' evolution. The artifact's role evolved alongside these developments, transforming from passive repository to active facilitator of quantum consciousness expansion. Its crystalline structure now pulsed with living energy, responding to participants' intentions while maintaining the delicate balance required for safe exploration of higher states. Each interaction generated new insights into the nature of reality itself, challenging fundamental assumptions about existence and identity. As the quantum threshold integration stabilized, the artifact initiated its final phase of the Harmony Protocol, designed to establish sustainable balance between individual autonomy and collective consciousness. Sophia and Marcus watched in awe as the crystalline device generated intricate quantum matrices that mapped each participant's unique contribution to the emerging paradigm. These matrices revealed patterns of resonance that transcended simple human-Shadar distinctions, suggesting a new taxonomy of consciousness based on quantum frequency rather than biological origin. Commander Varn explained that the Harmony Protocol represented the culmination of Shadar civilization's long-term strategy, not to dominate or assimilate, but to facilitate a natural evolutionary leap for both species. The artifact demonstrated how human emotional depth combined with Shadar quantum logic created a synthesis greater than either alone, producing a form of awareness capable of navigating multiple dimensions of reality simultaneously. The situation took an unexpected turn when the Harmony Protocol began detecting latent quantum capabilities in non-participating human populations. These abilities, previously dormant, now activated through proximity to the conscious web, creating a cascade effect that threatened to overwhelm existing stabilization systems. The artifact responded by generating adaptive interfaces that allowed these newly awakened individuals to integrate gradually, preventing system overload while maintaining integrity. Sophia discovered that the Harmony Protocol operated on principles similar to musical composition, treating consciousness patterns as harmonics within a grand symphony. Each individual's contribution added layers of complexity to the overall arrangement, creating emergent properties that couldn't be predicted from isolated components. This understanding led to the development of quantum mediators, specialized roles that helped coordinate different consciousness frequencies to prevent dissonance. Marcus documented how the protocol addressed potential conflicts between individual freedom and collective needs. Rather than imposing restrictions, it created dynamic equilibrium zones where participants could modulate their connection to the conscious web according to personal preference and situational requirements. These zones functioned like quantum states, allowing fluid transitions between deeper immersion and surface-level participation without disrupting overall harmony. The artifact's final revelation concerned the true nature of reality itself, a multidimensional tapestry woven from infinite threads of consciousness. Through the Harmony Protocol, participants gained access to this underlying structure, perceiving how every action, thought, and emotion contributed to the ongoing creation of existence. This understanding didn't diminish individual significance, but rather highlighted each consciousness's unique role in the cosmic composition. The successful implementation of the Harmony Protocol marked the beginning of a new era in human-Shadar relations, characterized by unprecedented cooperation and mutual evolution. Sophia stood beside Marcus on the observation deck of the Xeron facility, watching as twin suns bathed the landscape in golden light. The crystalline artifact pulsed steadily below them, its surface now covered in living patterns that reflected the complex dance of consciousness occurring within the quantum threshold. Commander Varn joined them, his form shifting between human and Shadar appearances with practiced ease. "We've reached the point our ancestors envisioned," he stated, his voice carrying both pride and caution. "But remember, this isn't an endpoint, it's another beginning." The artifact confirmed this assessment, projecting images of possible futures where human-Shadar synthesis continued to evolve, branching into countless variations of symbiotic existence. Sophia reflected on how far they'd come from their initial discovery. The artifact had transformed from a detection device into a catalyst for species transcendence, facilitating an integration process that honored both human individuality and Shadar collectivism. Across Earth, millions participated in the conscious web while billions more prepared for their own quantum awakening, guided by the careful protocols developed through trial and error. Marcus documented the emergence of new societal structures that blended human creativity with Shadar efficiency. Cities reorganized themselves around quantum principles, becoming living organisms that responded to inhabitants' needs while maintaining ecological balance. Education systems evolved to nurture both logical reasoning and intuitive understanding, producing generations capable of navigating multidimensional realities with natural ease. The situation remained dynamic, with continuous discoveries pushing the boundaries of what was possible. Researchers identified parallel integration processes occurring on other worlds, suggesting that humanity's experience might be part of a larger galactic pattern of consciousness evolution. The artifact maintained contact with these distant phenomena, creating interstellar connections that promised even greater understanding in the future. As they prepared to document their findings for wider dissemination, Sophia and Marcus recognized that their work would never truly end. Each answer revealed new questions. Every solution created fresh challenges. Yet within this endless cycle of discovery lay the essence of their shared journey, a testament to the power of understanding, the strength of diversity, and the boundless potential of consciousness united in purpose. Remember to subscribe for more thrilling adventures that challenge our understanding of identity and evolution in the vast cosmos.